It's Amanda Gore here. I thought I would give you an update on the latest and the greatest things that I've been researching and uncovering and sharing with audiences these days. And first of all, I just want to say that one of my great passions in life is to take the enormously complex and make it as simple as I can. It's something that's fascinated me my whole life. And I also am passionate about speakers who are able to create experiences for audiences that leave them feeling something at the end of it, other than bored, feeling inspired, engaged, excited, enthusiastic, and hopeful, and with a sense of knowing what their next few steps are. And that's what drives me. And now I'm teaching others how to be a speaker that can do that sort of thing. But my research goes on for all the time. I would spend probably 3 months a year researching new and exciting content. So I came up with a list of 7 reasons to book me at your next event. So number 1, I'm still funny. And I still get the groups involved, and I always will do that, because I focus on not just the content, but the process by which the content is delivered. And I've spent 30 years studying how to do that, to create a wah experience where people don't just go wah, but they actually learn something, and more importantly, that it's embedded in them, in their cellular memory, so they actually walk away and start doing things differently. It's based on neurolinguistics and a number of other things I've studied, but that's what I love to do. Secondly, I do spend 30% of my year studying and coming up with new content, so that it's always new. For example, did you know that joy, you may have heard me say this if it's in the last couple of years I've spoken, but joy increases sales 37% and increases productivity 31% and reduces burnout a whopping 125%. And not only that, but there's a whole bunch of new research on stress. And it isn't stress that makes us sick or makes us ill. It is actually what we believe about stress. And that's one of the core foundations. And it's number 3 new things I'm talking about, epigenetics. See, epigenetics is I find it fascinating, new field of science. Relatively new, but it's becoming more and more relevant every day. And it focuses in on a lot of Bruce Lipton's work about how humans are actually skin-covered petri dishes. And what rules our petri dishes, in other words, our bodies, is what we believe. And I talk these days to people about how beliefs are developed and what we can do about it and how we can change the beliefs, because our beliefs rule our lives. Honestly, everything you do is pretty much based on a belief, and most of it is reflexive. It's not conscious. And it's very simple to have someone shine a light on some of these core held beliefs that we have and allow them to change our mindset. Which brings me up to number 4. I hope it's number 4. I'm now speaking about mindsets, because the science of mindset has burgeoned. And there's all this talk these days and focus on mental health issues and mental models and mindsets. And we can take all of that and simplify some of it as a starting place for people to explore their own mindsets. And there's simple things like, for example, do you know you develop a growth mindset when you focus and praise effort, the effort that people put in? If you praise talent, skills, abilities, you're fostering a fixed mindset. And so this is really important for people themselves, but also for colleagues at work and for people who are in leadership roles to understand, and for all parents. We want children with growth mindsets, not fixed mindsets of entitlement where we praise, those usual things, skills, talents, abilities. So go praise effort. Next. I love this one. This is fabulous. I was at a digital marketing conference the other day, hundreds of 12-year-olds and, 12-year-olds speaking. But there was an old man speaking about a 28-year-old. And what I was so thrilled to hear him say was that even in this world where it's all D to D, digital to digital, he said the number one thing that people want is H to H. And I'm thinking, yes. And he was saying it was human to human. And I not only heard that, but I was thinking heart to heart. Human beings haven't changed much in the last 1,000 years, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. We run on feelings. We don't run on facts. How others feel and how we feel around others and the way we feel within our culture and within our environment is fundamental. It determines whether we live or not. It determines how we live. It determines our relationships. And so being able to bring in that H to H, the human to human factor. And many of us have, lost our humanity. And certainly corporations are losing their humanity. So people are loving hearing about this, and especially the leaders who are putting on the meetings, because it starts to give people a different framework about how to handle relationships. And so I got no idea what number I'm up to. I think it might be 5, could be, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Here's another big tip. So I actually have broadened that H to H and the concept of beliefs into the idea of knowing yourself. And even though this is like as old as the hills and was in the Bible, it's true until we really know ourselves and we know what drives us and we know how we operate. And we try to understand how others operate and what beliefs are driving them, what their core fears are. Until we really know ourselves, it's very difficult to make the changes, because otherwise there's an unconscious driver making the entire plan and running everything we do. So I take all of those concepts, which are really very profound, they're in fact profound, but I manage to make funny pieces in them that strike a chord with somebody, and then they can relate that to their own lives. And then I tie it into, so how's this relevant for you, and how can you use it in future? So I really try to pride myself on people walking away feeling amazing, knowing that they've learned a great deal and having the tools to walk away with. And, Lao Tzu said, when the teacher is done, the students will say, we've done it ourselves. And that's always been my mantra. I love it when people walking away saying, that was great. She reminded me of an awful lot of stuff that I already knew. The truth is, deep down, they do have that wisdom. But I know that they wouldn't have reached it if they hadn't had the context and the opportunity to explore it like I work at giving them. So, next one. The consistent number one thing that people say they want at work that makes them feel good is to feel that they're growing and developing. And so I structure my sessions so that they learn to see that the person most responsible for their own growth and development is them. Surprise! And again, that ties into knowing yourself. But I broaden it out into other areas. And then just the last one. Lately, people have been asking me to talk on presentation skills or to do keynotes on presentation skills. And so I've developed elements that I can put together, mix and mash, so that it suits your group. And that's really what I do. I've got thousands, literally, of chunks of information that I'll mix and match to come up with something that really ties into your theme. So, on that note, I hope that you'll feel free to give me a call or email me, amanda@amandagore.com, and or visit the website, www.amandagore.com, and we'll put them in the link below, and have a chat to me. I'd love to talk to you about what specifically you're looking for, and I'll be really honest with you. I'll tell you if I think I'm a good fit or not. Promise I won't just say, oh, I'll be perfect for that. And I hope that we get a chance to meet. Feel free to give me a call. Bye.